Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky, and I am a living Christ. Today is Saturday, the 5th of March, 2016. I should like to share with you some energy that, you see, all is energy. As we speak, we see our own thoughts that we project outwardly, and we perceive that to be the world that we live in, not being fully aware that we are actually creating that world, that those images that we perceive to be the environment that we live in, the world that we live in. That is our consciousness that we are projecting, and then we are reacting to our own projections. We are creating life, everlasting. And what we experience is the result of that creation. Fully unaware that we are the ones who are creating it. That, for most of you, is your present consciousness, your present state of awareness. And for most of you, it is hell. It is a consciousness of divisiveness, of limitation that the energy cannot penetrate, and therefore it is rife with problems that we perceive. And we are dealing with those problems on a daily basis. That, for us, most of us, is our life, the quality of our life. Fully unaware that we have created it, that we are experiencing it, and we are reacting to it, therefore creating more of the same. In other words, we are creating hell on earth, and each of us contribute to that. That is life as we know it. The vast majority of us never get beyond that hellish limitation, for we are caught, we are trapped by our own lack of clarity, our lack of understanding beyond the limitedness of our own self-doubt. You see, the self-doubt that creates your world. You are infinite in your ability to create anything that you wish, but there resides in each of you who are watching me, you see. I am part of your own projection. I am you. You are I, you see. We are one. But that cannot be grasped by the satanically ruled intellect, which is what we must use in order to communicate. And we find that limitation of communication creates the limitation of our world, our relationship, you see. Not only are you and I one and the same, you see, any image that you project within your consciousness, which creates another man, another woman, another child, another being, is merely your own projections. And you act according to each of them, according to your own limited creative tendencies. And so life becomes, I can say most of you, or I can say most of us, you see. And the difference would merely be an image of language. Two words, us and you. You indicates division and separativeness. Us indicates inclusiveness, oneness, love. You see. And we create that. We are the creators of our world. And the highest and the lowest reside within that limited perspective of the intellectual mind, the mind of Satan, the mind of hell, the mind of civilized life. Each of you are infinite. We are at one with God. God being infinite intelligence, not limited by any imaginary obstacle that we place in our own way, and then decide that that is the struggle for today. That is the obstacle that we must overcome, see. You don't realize that it is the obstacle that you place before you that becomes your life. And without placing that obstacle before you, voluntarily, willfully, by you, you would not have an obstacle to overcome. See, that is the ignorance of the average intellectually driven man or woman, who is merely an image that one contains within one's consciousness, infinite consciousness. And when those obstacles are removed, there's just love. There's oneness, peace, tranquility. There are no obstacles. There is no government. Government is an idea that each of you project within your consciousness and therefore create. And for those who create government, you are subjected to that government, to the confines, the restrictions, the limitations of that imaginary obstacle that you call government. For those who understand that, government does not exist. It's an illusion. There is no authority. No one has authority over you. No one has power over you unless you give it to them. That is the nature of a sovereign man or woman. That's the nature of a Christ, one possessed of Christ consciousness, which is the consciousness of the subconscious mind that is the state of heaven, heaven on earth. No limitation, no barrier, no obstacle, no beginning, no end, timeless. It is a consciousness that in which exists all that is. Now, what does that mean? It is only ambition, the limitation of the intellectual projection of a thought that creates riches and poverty. You see, without that limitation of thought, where is riches? Where is poverty? That's a self-created state of consciousness that we are all enticed. We are all seduced into making it our reality based on the quality of our consciousness. As I've said before, Christ consciousness is infinite. no beginning, no end. It is not bound by any limitation. You see, if there is a limitation, it is the limitation of intellect. And that is the earthly consciousness of a civilized man. You are beyond that, each of us. We are all that. We are all the energy of the infinite. We've always been that. We shall always be that, without beginning, without end. We are living a life eternal, unless we create the parameters of time and then make it a material world, a lifetime, for example. It's all image. It is all the essence of energy that is created, recognized, responded to, reacted to, and causes our actions. We live according to what we perceive. And if our consciousness is limited, we live a very limited life. Such limitation is called hell. Hell on earth. It is the existence of most of those of us who doubt ourselves. I'm speaking to the four winds. I'm speaking truth. And whoever hears that truth is set free. But you see, they will hear it according to their own limited perspective, which is their trained intellect, their conditioned intellect. They are taught to deal with the energy of the infinite in a limited way, and we call that our lives. We identify with those actions, and that becomes our ego. That becomes our manifested image of who we are in a very limited, distorted sense. That is life on earth. And I speak to all of you beyond that. And you will hear what I say according to your own self-imposed limitations. To those of you who wish to live a limited life, so be it. I have no problem with that. I am speaking to those who seek spiritually their own God-given sovereignty. To those of you who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear the truth, the holistic, unvarnished, unjudgmental aspect of energy that I speak of, you will see that you and I, if no obstacles exist between us, we are one in understanding. That oneness in understanding is called love. That is God that is resonating in this moment and every moment of our lives. But most of us are blind to that. We cannot see it. We can only react to the limitations that we have put up, and being trapped within those limitations, we demand that the world live according to those standards. And we find ourselves that when we come in contact with someone or something that does not meet the resonance of that energy, that limited energy that we project outwardly, which we call life, we react to it, we respond to it. And that is the hell of our daily lives. We do not know it. We do not understand it. But there it is. If you are quiet, listening to what this living Christ, this terminal of spiritual energy, is saying, you will free yourself from the limitation of your own self-doubt, and you will grow spiritually. You see, that is the nature of truth. I have said a great deal in these few short minutes that I am speaking to you in this video. To those of you who have been able to transcend their belief-ridden intellects, you shall be blessed. You shall grow. But for many of you, you will be outraged. And the outrage will be your own particular reaction to the limitation of the obstacles that you place between us. The obstacle that prevents a total transmission of truth flowing, see, where we become one and not two. I on the side of the wall, the imaginary wall that you project, and you standing on your side, shouting, hoping to be heard, wanting to be heard, and yet you remain reactionary to your own deliberately initiated silence, isolation. That is the hell of loneliness that most of you experience in your life, and you seek escapes from that pain, that suffering. There is no escape. You see, you are the creator of that image, that energy, and therefore you reap what you have sown. Life is very simple. Life is not complicated at all, you see. The way you have been manipulated from birth in your mind, in your intellect, you have been molded into a reactionary robot, a mindless reactionary entity that responds and reacts. But what are you responding to and reacting to? You see, if you're the creator of your life, there's nothing for you to respond to. You must erect a wall for you to block your energy, and then you react to the blockage. That, for many of you, is what your life is all about. And you can cure that cure in the sense of eliminating. You see, you have the power to do that. No one can do it for you. I have said enough for you in this one session. I do not want to overburden you with more than you can handle at the present time. For those who hear my words will get from them what they truly desire, and when they desire that, they will create it. That is the nature of spiritual relationship. That is the nature of love. Use it or lose it.